An outlook for the energy futures starting the week of Monday, September the 29th. This is this is WTI crude oil, which we were looking for. We called a bottom in this market. I actually wrote an article for Intertrader as well, which you may have seen on which I tweeted. Anyway, September, we seem to be going through a bottoming process. These two candles here, the 11th and the 15th of September, nice bullish candles when we spiked lower. We actually hit longer-term fib support around the 90.66 area, and that also coincided with a very long longer-term trend line which went back to May 2010. So we're looking at a 4.5-year trend line. We're looking at a big longer-term Fibonacci support, both coinciding around these support levels, around the mid 90 area, and they've worked very nicely indeed on 3 occasions in September, and this last one has left a triple bottom on the weekly chart and on the daily chart. So this is why I was screaming for a nice recovery in oil, and so far we are getting it. The last 4 days of last week seem to confirm what we'd hoped. So we've got some targets we've got to get through today in order to really confirm positive breakout. 94.5 would certainly be a level we would need to beat to really get this recovery going. I do favour that, but obviously we've got to beat that 94.5 area first, and I've got some targets on today's reports. Would have been really helpful if Brent crude had backed up my theory of a recovery in WTI crude. We're not getting that. The last 4 days haven't been anywhere near as positive. They've been very indecisive indeed, spiking around a little bit but closing mostly unchanged, as you can see from these 4 candles. So the only positive thing I can take from it is that we've managed to hold on to last year's low at 96.75. Although we traded down to 95.60, we at least closed the week above that 96.75 low from last year. So there is some hope for recovery, but I've got to say the Brent crude chart doesn't look positive at all, and it's a shame because I would have really liked that to have backed up what I'm seeing in WTI. Nat gas is just dull, has been for most of the summer really. You can see that from this chart over the August and September period. We're trading nicely, however, within these 2 trend lines, so it is certainly fairly simple to make some money on this as long as you just stick to the levels. They've been working quite well. We're just going to have to trade those levels, trade within this band until we get a breakout. There's nothing else that can be said. I've got to say this is looking a lot more like a continuation pattern than a bottoming pattern at this stage. So I think if we are going to break anywhere, it's going to be lower. But if we get a daily close above the sort of 40-20 area, 40-30 area, that's probably going to confirm a breakout to the upside. Let's keep an eye on it this week and see which way we go.